but that's okay. I love and love you. Home করে তারপরে start করো। The first song we are singing is Bani Rupe Rohi Achu. If anyone knows, can join with us. The next song we will sing for Ma, and this is Joyo Joyo Janani. Joyo Joyo Janani, Joyo Sri Sharudamuni, Orunarupini Joyo Ma. Joyo Joyo Janani, Joyo Sri Sharudamuni, Orunarupini Joyo Ma. Parama Prakriti Aja Shakti, Parama Prakriti Ashuranupati Tumi Ma. Ashuranupati Tumi Ma. Jayo Jayo Janani, Jayo Sri Charunamuni, Orunarupini Jayo Ma. Jyotini Varini Ma. Siddhi Pradayini, Mukti Vidayini, Siddhi Pradayini, Mukti Vidayini, Jiva Gati Dayini. Swami. That you want to say.
I'll join.
Swami, you are here to give talk, so you will talk. Swami is coming from Seattle, Washington. He's the Swami there, the head of the center. So I would request Swamiji, because he has come the first time, so I would request Swamiji to tell us as much as he cared about himself, so we will know from first hand what we need to know. Thank you, Swami Jama.
Oh, that's wonderful. Is the mic on?
Yeah,
Yes.
should be on.
Okay. You want to adjust it? So I'm going to talk about myself. Huh? Yeah, Usha didn't tell you. Yeah, it's okay. You see, all this is being transmitted.
Full edit. Usha didn't tell you that I was in touch with Umesh for many years. And today, after all these years, I happened to come here. So I knew Umesh and Usha long before I could come to the US. About me? Okay, I'm going to talk about me. And in a way, I'm going to talk about you all also. Okay. Obviously. Now, you see, one of the most perplexing, philosophically kind of difficult question is, how can the infinite become the finite? Philosophically, it's not tenable. That something of this volume becomes something in this volume. So how is that? The same goes with Sri Ramakrishna. How will that Ramakrishna, who is Ishvara, come in this form? This form. But it does happen. So I'll go through a few of the problems and what an avatar is and why it is in a way speaking about me and speaking about you also. So we have, when this picture was taken by some of our monks to one great saint in South India, Narayan Guru. I think some of you have heard of him? Yeah. So, it's a long story because Swami Vivekananda had met his guru's guru, Chattambi Swami, when he was in Kerala during that time. So when he was, Narayan Guru was, our monks went and showed him this picture. And he became so thrilled. He's saying, in this age, if Brahman takes a form, this will be the form. And then he said it was Ramakrishna, and he became even more thrilled. So in this age, God has taken this form. Now he's saying God has taken this form. So Shankaracharya, in his great introduction to the Bhagavad Gita, he says, search a Bhagavan, that Bhagavan. Jnanam, Vairagyam, Aishwaryam, Balam, Shaktim, Sada Sampanna. He is complete in all his divine glories, in power, in knowledge, in strength, and everything, formidability. He's saying, Vaishnavim Maya Mula Kritya Vashikritya. That is by controlling the Vishnu Maya. Sadehavaniha Jataiva Lokanugraham Kurvaniva Lakshati. That is, he as if takes a body, as if works, as if lives, and as if doing good to everybody. So the word eva is used, as if. Because later on in the Bhagavad Gita, they say, Vajananti mam moda, the fools do not know me. Manushim tanumashrita, I have taken the form of a body. Param bhava majanant, they do not realize my higher nature. Mama bhuta maheshwaram, I am the Lord of all beings. So this is the proposition, that the infinite has somehow appeared in the form of why? Why did he come? And there in the Kamarpukur, and before that in Ayodhya, and then in, you can say, Vrindavan, and then as Buddha, the Christ, and all these. Why? When we can understand through the timeline of history, but why? Why is because you all were calling on him. You were all praying. Where is God? Is there a God? What is this pain? Why am I suffering so much? What is human destiny? Is there someone who looks after us? All these questions, all the pains, all the troubles, and all the prayers, and all the fastings, and all the vigils, and everything actually brings down Shri Ramakrishna. It brings down God. He is the answer to all your prayers, and all your questions, and all your pain. So an avatar comes when you all have been praying. Not for one year. Because you get a rasgulla and you feel ha ha ha, you just laugh, and then you get one something bitter and then you cry, and it's not like that. There's a deep hankering, and it goes on for centuries and centuries. It's a collective praise all going up to him. That brings him down. So without an avatar, first thing, there cannot be any scriptures, because they are the authors of scriptures. They dominate the scriptures. Without them, there will be no consciousness of God in our minds. How do you think of God? This is how you think. When he saw his own picture, saying this will be worshipped in every home as 10%. Why? It's a high state of yoga. This is a high state of yoga. Do you know how the photograph was taken? The Bhavnath had got a photographer there, and Sri Ramakrishna, it was already arranged, but Sri Ramakrishna wasn't willing. He kept going around. And in those days you had to take that big black cloth and in that big contraption called, you can say, that camera. And then by the time Swamiji had come in, and he was saying, what's that? Bhavnath and he were great friends. So he's not willing. Okay, wait. He starts singing a song. And he gets into Samadhi. And this was in the Radhakanta temple there, in the patio. And so that in those days, take one picture, it's a big trouble. So that cameraman, he wanted to adjust the face. He just pushes it, just make the face a little straight, and his whole body lifted like a feather. And Swamiji immediately said, what are you doing? Stop. Don't touch him in that state. And his body floated down again. And then this picture was taken. Of course, that glass, there is a negative, and it fell down, and one corner was chipped, and then what they did was to cut both the corners, like made it a kind of. But then he says, this picture be worshipped in every home as time goes by. Where Dakshineshwar and where North Carolina, see?
Yeah.
So, an avatar, he comes because there's a need. He's coming to answer questions. And his questions, the answers to his questions, your questions are found in this Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the great master, Holy Mother's books, Swamiji's books. This becomes the scripture of this age. This will be the Shastra. Because every incarnation comes with a Shastra. Buddha came with the Tripitaka. He said the Quran, then we had Bible, and all these, they become the scripture of this age. Now Swamiji says, he's a Yuga avatar. He's a Yuga. He's the avatar of this Yuga. That is Yuga Ishvara. We read Jaga Ishvara, Yuga Ishvara. He says, Swamiji writes about it. He is the incarnation of this age. So he is a God for this age. Now, there are various other types of incarnations. There is the Angsha avatar, Avesha avatar, Purna Avatar, Khanda Avatar, and so many. Then the avatars of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. And then the Bhagavatam says there are innumerable avatars. And then we know the Dasha avatars, etc. There are plenty of avatars, types of avatars. Then there are the Acharyas, they also consider it. So this doctrine of the incarnations was formulated only in the Puranic times. In the Vedic times, they had something called Adhikarika Purusha. They saw certain people, they looked like human beings, they behaved like human beings, but they're completely different. Completely in their spiritual powers. And they were called Adhikarika Purushas. Most of these rishis are these Adhikarika Purushas. So it came from an earlier doctrine of what is called as Prakriti Leena Purusha. Tasyam Prakriti Leenasya Yah Parasya Maheshwara. So, in the Sankhya philosophy, there are some souls who, instead of becoming liberated, moksha, they enter into Prakriti, in the Moola Prakriti. Instead of going there, they go here. And then creation or Srishti happens like this. There is a Srishti and a Sthiti and then a Pralaya. And there's a small period of inactivity. And then again it comes out again. So when those people used to come out again with the Prakriti, they had all the powers of Prakriti. They became like Ishvara. They had all, that's why the Prakriti Leena Purusha, they used to go in the Prakriti and then come out again. What is Prakriti? This? No, the Moola Prakriti. When this whole, all the life, the trees and plants and birds and animals and everything, you know where it has come from? From one single cell organism. One cell that learned how to replicate itself. So this entire tree of life has come from one. So there's a unity there. Don't think you are different from the tree. You are the same genetic material. Yeah. The fish and chicken and all these things, everything is same genes are there everywhere, more or less. So everything has sprung from one. So where has that sprung from? Of course, Indian philosophy is saying it comes from a much deeper. It's avyakta. That is not vyakta, not revealed. So those guys used to go inside that, come out, and they became the Ishvara of this whole Prakriti. They were called the Prakriti Leena Purusha, then the Adhikarika Purusha. Then by the time they were developing the doctrine of the avatar, incarnations. So it's a long story. We've always been trying to understand what, how. It is not new. This problem is not new. This problem is at least 10,000 years old. And great rishis have been thinking, how does this happen? So this avatar, now, what is he? Swamiji says he is a Kapala Mochana first. He is a Farashtanga. Kapal Mochana means so he wipes away all your karma. Nowadays you can go anywhere, you'll get some avatar. Somebody's claiming his avatar, somebody's claiming his avatar. Avatars are all over the place, don't worry. I don't know how much are they in Raleigh. Everywhere. So many of them. Everybody's claiming. Bhagavad Gita says, Janma karma chame divya. My janma is divya, my karma is divya. So why you have to read about the avatar is because his leela is divya and his karma is divya. So you meditate on the janma and the karma. And if you can know it, then tyakta deham punarjanma naiti mameti. Once you give up the body, you will not be born again. If you know it in truth, so this becomes the door to liberation. Well, you want liberation? Everybody wants liberation, isn't it? Moksha is everybody. You know what's the goal of human life? It is moksha. Oh, not to have $1 billion. No. Sure? Very, very sure. How? Oh, it has been tried for many, many, many years. For a few thousand years, people have been thinking that money and name and fame is the goal of human life. And better people than us have tried and have found that, oh, this is a wrong thing. So in India, it was always moksha. And Shri Ramakrishna says the goal of human life is moksha, human life. The goal of human life is to see God. So here's the goal of life. Your goal of life is here. He's come. So what you have to do now? Go there. He has come most of the way. You've got to go a little now. That is supposed to be life. Okay, I think this is clear.
Yes.
Ah.
Very good, Swami. Very
Ah.
good. Very good.
But the Upanishad says there is a group of people, those who have dreamless sleep. We call them prajna or devata, and that is what it is.
No. You don't know anything.
In Upanishad, one of the
That is,
Upanishads
you
are quoting
are taking one Upanishad of Mandukya and say Prajna. What's Prajna? He is beyond, he is a man who has gone beyond, has come from where there is no night.
Yeah, but when they sleep,
Keep quiet. Now, when we say that this is God and this is liberation, so Shri Ramakrishna has come to help you all. And the first thing that happens is, you must understand that where does he come from? Where does he come from? Oh, from Vaikuntha Loka, oh, from Shiva Loka. Because you see, Chudiram got a vision of Vishnu and say, I will be born. Say, no, I'm very poor. Who's going to look after you? And then Chandramani, she saw the light of from the Shiva temple coming and entering. So both Vishnu and Shiva. So, but where? Which loka has he come from? The avatar comes from where? And the avatar comes. Ishvara sarva bhutanam riddeshe arjuna tishtati. Ishvara, he dwells in the heart of all beings. So he actually comes from here. He has come down from your own heart. And this is important. So otherwise you'll go for this and that and outside things. God dwells there. Yeah, it dwells there, but here is it. So you got to go inside. So, Shri Ramakrishna, when he comes as an avatar, he is the avatar of now Ishvara. Padmalochan, one of the Pandits who was supposed to be there for the debate when they were establishing him as an avatar, he couldn't come. So they had gone, Sri Ramakrishna and the others, I think Ramlal also had gone, or Hriday had gone with him. They told him the conclusion that all the Pandits, the Gauri Pandit and all these Pandits, the great Pandits, they established, according to the scriptures, that he is an avatar. Really? But what are the Lakshana? Plenty. Because they found the states called the Mahabhava, which is found only in Ishvara. And that has been described perfectly in the scriptures. Everything. Because Chaitanya Dev also used to experience. Radhika also used to experience that. All these. And he found it matched, indubitable. Bhairavi Brahmani had convened. And so when they went to Padmalochan, and he was a great Pandit in the court of Raja of Bardwan, saying, oh, they said that you are an avatar. Oh, it's very low. You are the source of all avatars. You are not only an avatar, you are the source of all avatars. Can you imagine? Sri Ramakrishna said, nowadays, one fellow who runs a theatre, another fellow is a doctor, medicine. Now they are saying he is an incarnation. What did they know about incarnation? Great Pandits and great sadhakas had declared him to be. So this doctrine is very subtle. So he has come down from here. So he is the door to liberation. Now when he comes, what is Ishvara? Now Ishvara is you can say, Samashti Karana Sharira Abhimani. So he is the cause of all the universe in its causal form. That same Ishvara is within us, or we can say we are in Ishvara, that's better. Yes, that is better. The Gita also corrects us. So we are in Ishvara. And that Ishvara appears to us as the Atman. So when you are praying and meditating on Sri Ramakrishna, you know what you are doing? You are actually praying to your own Atman also. Have you seen the Atman? And you say you have the Atman. What is Atman? Oh, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta. What is that word? All words. What does it mean? So in order to help us to understand our own Atman, the Atman has taken this form. Because the Atman itself is Brahman, Ishvara. Here it is. So when you think about your own Atman, how do you think? This. That is why we have been meditating on him as our Atman. What about my Atman? Forget your Atman. There is no such thing as your Atman. There is only one Atman. He is the Atman. So the one has become the many through Maya. Okay? Wonderful. You know, the more you think about Sri Ramakrishna, the more kind of astounding you become. So, now the question comes. He lived like us But yet there was something so tremendous about him. You cannot be considered an ordinary human being. So he passed away and he cremated his body. Where does he go? Now I told you from where he came. He goes to where he came. You know where that? In your own hearts.
Mhm.
And now what he is doing is, he is now manifesting himself. The more pure the mind is, the more it will manifest. So, all the direct disciples, the householder disciples, what they did, they were his disciples. They manifested Sri Ramakrishna. All those direct disciples from Swamiji and all these people, and even all the householder disciples, what they were doing, they were manifesting Ramakrishna. So the manifestation has stopped there only, no? It is continuing. It is our job now too. That is your life, to manifest Ramakrishna. So you manifest Ramakrishna and then you merge into him. That is your goal. Tumi Brahma Rama Krishna, Tumi Vishnu, Tumi Ram. So this is what it is. He is the totality. So we are today very fortunate to have come to him. Like I said, Swamiji says, what's an avatar? It's a Kapala Mochana. He takes away all your karma. He takes each and every one of us karma. For us, Danga, these guys, they used to make all the trouble here, and then they used to go to that Chandan Nagar, because the French colony. The British laws could not be applied to the French, in the French quarter. So whatever you have done here in this samsara, when you come to Ramakrishna, that samsara will not be able to touch you. That is what he meant. So he's saying, I am Farashtanga. So, whatever you have done, okay, all right, come here now. And what bad things you have done compared to Girish Ghosh and all these guys? Nothing. If you compare Girish Ghosh with us, you see, oh, we had such a nice life. So whatever you have done, come to him. He'll take care of it. Because Swamiji also in the Aarti hymn, Krityam karoti kalusha uhakantakare. So Krityam karoti kalusha. What his job is to clean. He is doing the cleaning. And then mother says, hey, if a child soils itself, then what will I do? I have to clean it. I am the mother. I clean it and take it back in my lap. That is what it is. So in the Bhagavad Gita, at the end of the Vibhuti Yoga chapter, the huge Vibhuti is shown. Arjuna says, hey, I'm frightened. I don't want to see it. I want to see your form, the four-eyed form. Then, towards the end of that, he's saying, then he said, Mat karma krit, mat paramo, mat bhakta sangha varja. You work for me. Mat karma krit, you do my work. Mat paramo, look at me as the supreme. Mad Bhakta, be my devotee. Sangha giving up all attachment. Nirvaira sarva bhuteshu, having no enmity towards all beings. Yes, samameti param. That person will come to me only. So, this is the Gita Sara, and written by none other, mentioned by none other than Shankaracharya. So the whole of the Gita is this. So the power of Sri Ramakrishna is just beginning to unfold. Oh yeah. In all other religious movements, it took 200, 300 years before it even started. So Buddhism had Samrat Ashoka. Christianity had Constantine. They were kings. They became kings and they became Christians and everybody became Christians. Ashoka also was like that. After the Kalinga war, he became everybody. In Islam, it was those two great empires, the Persian, the Sassanid and the Eastern Roman Empire was simply exhausted, collapsed, and then these Arab mercenaries, they just swept down everything. It was open field, but they went down with sword and everything, wars. Now you don't need wars, you don't need anything. His name is being spread by himself. Swami Shardananda, he was here in New Jersey. He had come. He was staying with that family. I forget the name of that devotee. So she saw a picture of Sri Ramakrishna. So who's this? Saying, it's my master. Ah, when I was young, she was 17 or 18. She had a vision of, and from that time on she was searching for so many years and years and years. Because she knew that this was kind of some Hindu, because the same half dhoti up. And then Swami Shardananda Sharma is saying, see, we think we are spreading his words, but he himself is spreading his message. Yesterday, I left for Raleigh after the class. I give a class on Fridays there. Householder disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. So we are taking Manmohan Mitra. You could go online and check these householder disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. Wonderful lives. So we took Golap Ma, Gopalin Ma, Yogin Ma, and then slowly we've taken one after another. So we are taking Manmohan Mitra. So Manmohan, he asked Sri Ramakrishna. He's saying, I do not know God, but I know you. And Sri Ramakrishna kept quiet. Then he says, those who come here he never liked all these things. When he heard that Niranjan had taken a job, saying, I wouldn't have seen his face, but I knew that then he had taken a job for his mother's sake. Then it's okay. What? So don't go to him for the job market, for the stock market, for all that. Please. You will get zero there. He is giving you only that. So Manmohan also, one of the questions he asked is, does God listen to our prayers? And he says, you pray and God will not listen? How can that be? God listens to sincere prayers. He listens to everything. There is no doubt about this. And that's why Swamiji, this age is the age of samshaya, doubt. You look around, we can think there is God. Nothing. Especially in America, nothing. Everything is ungodly. At least in India, you will get some Hanuman temple, something you will get, some puja, some utsav, or something or the other is going on somewhere. Here, that also is not there. So then what do? So, the idea is, hold on fast to this idea that Sri Ramakrishna is an incarnation of God. If you want, see, you all have seen life. If I ask her to write her biography and her write, it will be a Netflix bestseller. Oh yeah. And people they think, this is an interesting life. Every life is interesting. Every life is unique. There is no life which is boring. Only when you are living you think, I'm so bored. Nothing is happening. But your life is actually very unique, very interesting. Amazingly. And you will not be now fooled by Prakriti, by nature. You know, you've got enough of experience not to get fooled again. But again we get fooled. However, this time don't get fooled. He has come. You have come too close to Sri Ramakrishna now to be fooled again. So Swamiji, he writes, Samshaya Raksha Vinasha Mahastram. With the great weapon Mahastram, he kills the Rakshasa of Samshaya, doubt. In the old days, Ramachandra had to fight in the Ravana and so many Rakshasas. Oof. And then in the Krishna avatar also, so many Rakshasas. I don't know, like everything was Rakshasa only. They spent their time killing Rakshasas. This time also he has come and he is only killing all Rakshasas. Same he has come. And now the Rakshasa is in the form of a doubt. So then he says, Yami Guru Sharanam Bhava Vaidyam. So I am going to take refuge in them. So your doubts, your difficulties, everything is taken care of. Now it's up to you. Go and take refuge. Tameva sharanam gaccha sarva bhavena bhava. So the Gita says, take refuge in him completely. So that is what we need now, a conviction. And this conviction will come when you think about him, read about him. And Avatar, he will give you indications in dreams, in visions, etc., etc. It's always like that. So he has come to fulfill the need of the age. And that is Ramakrishna. See, we also take this gospel on every Wednesday. It is so deep, so deep. You know Swami Ranganathananda? You've heard of him? Any disciples? Oh, there.
Yes, yes.
Samrat. Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Oh, very good, very good. He used to say like that.
Mm.
So he's saying the first time I read the gospel, it was a spiritual experience. So how many of you got that spiritual experience? But keep on reading it. This is spirituality for this age. You will get the experience. There is no doubt about it.
What is specific about this age? You are saying he was an avatar for this age. What is so distinctive about this age in your mind?
Godlessness. The powers of Maya are so strong. It distracts you from everything that is divine. It makes you think that you are the body and you are a small life and you are a small world and this small world is my big world. It makes you think that I am so important, that this is the age of egotism, of ignorance, of, you can say, doubt, as I said. And this is the age where the human body is weak. This is the age when mental diseases and physical diseases are rampant. This is the age of abuse. This is the age of exploitation. So many things are there. What is special? You can see around. This is the age of lies. You open everything and see lies shouting at you. That is this age. So that's the need for a higher spiritual power to come. Oh, that's extremely essential. Who's going to counteract this? How much people, there was a time when going to a psychiatrist was the big stigma.
Yeah.
Pagol hoye gache. Now everybody says, they introduce themselves like they introduce their therapist also. My so-and-so is my therapist. I've got 3 therapists. Very nice. Half these guys are crazy. And they go around with, see, as everything is nice. Nothing. Everything is rotten inside. This is the age of corruption. So many things. Because Sri Ramakrishna said this is the annagata prana. Life is dependent on only on food. In the old days, it was astigata prana. The prana was right deep down. And that's why she's saying the rishis and all, they could go in the morning and meditate the whole day, come in the evening and eat some phal mool. And then, now you don't eat for one day and see what happens. All your spirituality also will go away. Thakur, when is the Brahmarpanam? Many people come for the prasad. They say, no, Thakurer Chela Prasader Bela. Thakur's disciple at a time of food only. So interesting. So, Sri Ramakrishna used to take all the trouble to go to his devotees. And when somebody used to not come, he used to send messages. Sometimes he used to go send people and say, what happened? Come. If they're not coming, he would himself go, taking all the trouble. So Bhagavan is there where bhaktas are there. So he had a vision of Sri Krishna at a Chandni. The Bhagavatam Pandit was there. So he said, I saw Sri Krishna. A ray of light coming from Sri Krishna and going down to the Bhagavatam and the Pandit. So the Bhagavatam, Bhakta and Bhagavan, these form the triad. You are a Bhakta. The Bhagavatam is this. In this age is the Gospel. And Bhagavan. Fascinating.
But Swami, he was in a body. He went to devotees' houses and he called devotees. But again, yes, he's in us here, but I want to touch him. I want to, see that. So how is it different now?
This has been answered. See, you must find out all the answers. Swami Sharadananda writes in his Leela Prasanga, as you keep on meditating on him. Meditation is, people say meditation. I'm doing meditation. Closing your eyes and it's not meditation. So on Monday we are going to have a guided meditation. You can come out. So first you'll see the Ishta Devata, arm or leg or all these kind of fragmented. Very difficult to get a composite picture. The more it becomes composite, you must understand your mind is getting more pure and concentrated. And as it gets more and more clear, then you will see the same thing in 3 dimensions, not a picture. You will see this picture, but it's now in 3 dimensions. The second stage is third stage is you will find that it is becoming luminous, bright. And as it becomes bright, it becomes brighter and brighter. Then the fourth is that image will talk to you and you can talk back. And then the fifth stage is you can touch it, it will touch you. This is called the bhava. Bhavena labhate jnanam. True bhava is attained knowledge. Bhavena deva darshanam. True bhava is the vision of God. So you can try a little hard, Usha. Yeah, with almost all the disciples. So they saw, they touched, so that they enter into that world of bhava. What is bhava? Simple. It is nishtha. Nishtha is steadfastness. That I am doing my spiritual practice 2 times a day. I will keep on doing it. Come hell or high water, as they say. They come. You keep on doing the steadfastness, nishtha. Now nishtha comes bhakti. And from bhakti comes bhava. From bhava comes mahabhava. And from mahabhava comes prema. Only incarnations can experience prema. That's the highest. Because the body will not be able to hold that kind of spiritual emotions. Only an avatar's body can hold that. That is why you can touch him, you can see him. So, Vigyan Maharaj one time is saying, does Sri Ramakrishna accept the offering?
Yeah.
So, Holy Mother and all they have said. He's saying, Swami, yeah. One ray of light comes from his third eye and touches it. If you want, I'll show it to you. Vigyan Maharaj, he said, oh no, it's okay. I accept your words. Yeah. So if he can touch the food, he's touching you also. Yes, you be an offering now to him. Nothing else. Like you offer food and he touches that food. Now you offer yourself and he will take that. Then what? He'll give you everything. So like I said, let me conclude by saying that we are very fortunate to have come at the feet of Shri Ramakrishna. May we attain that goal of life. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.
Thank you, Swami. It's very, very nice. Very good.